there are places where you can see 1, 2, 3 turbidites after another. They have different compositions. The Alpine ones went that way, the Tuscan ones went that way, and the ones from the Abruzzo went that way. Wow. Isn't that a neat story?
Yes.
Proposing the hypothesis that the end of the Cretaceous was caused by the impact of a large extraterrestrial object. At Berkeley, they set it up like a seminar. I think it was on Thursday, if you remember, where people that were interested were discussing about this thing, but with an idea in mind. And the idea in mind was, well, if that happened once, it must have happened other times. And in this seminar, there were all sorts of people. There was Walter Fowler, there was Azaro, but there was also Bill Clements. There was the most opponent to the KT story. It was a vertebrate dinosaur paleontologist. Graduate students from different countries, and practically what we were saying is this: well, we found the KT boundary story, and Walter mentioned that when we were in Gubbio for, let's say, serendipity. Basically, also Walter was not looking for the evidence of an impact. He was trying simply to figure out how much time there would have been compressed in the KT boundary clay, where the paleontologists were saying there may have been an hiatus, so a compressed time interval. And basically what they did, they used the high-resolution iridium trace element detection to figure out a sedimentation rate, and therefore to guess or to actually measure approximately how much time would it be concentrated in that thin layer. So basically, that has turned out to be an interesting technique that can tell you if there is something wrong in the recording on the continuous and complete recording of time in this type of sedimentary rock. You use an extraterrestrial background. I saw Louis, say, well, you have a beautiful section here in the Marche. Well, let's go there, and start to look at all these samples. And now, well, thousands of samples. I mean, it's like I said, it's like looking for the needle in the haystack. And the haystack is gigantic. Imagine that quarry in Gubbio. What do you do there now? You know how much one of these iridium analysis costs? I mean, you have to make it's not possible. And so Louis says something. Who told me actually the phrase that said Louis? Actually, somebody else said it. That analogy. Louis says, well, you see, if you come home at night from a party and you are on your doorstep of your house, you put the hand in the pocket and you can't find the key, but you find a big hole in the pocket, right? So, dang, I lost my key. What you do? Yeah, you walk back all the way, and look for your keys, But where would be the place where you're going to be looking for the key to begin with? The first place you're going to be looking. Well, you're going to look for the keys under a street light. Not because there are statistical probabilities higher there that you lost the key right there, but if you lost the key under a street light, you have some chances to see it. Okay? That was it. And so, in our case, looking for the needle in the haystack, which part of the haystack we're going to look first? The idea was to look either or two things. Either records that we knew at that time, of any time in Earth history, where there are some kind of anomalous behavior of the biota, like biotic crisis or an extinction. Figure that where the extinction is in a good section, and then you go there in that section, so it's a much smaller haystack, looking for the needle, which would be our anomaly. Or you know that somewhere on Earth there is a big crater that is being dated. Figure out that age, where it will be in your stratigraphy record, and with the uncertainty of the usually is a radioisotopic age, there is always an uncertainty. of the age, of the accuracy, or actually of the precision of the dating itself. And then you find the same time interval of that, and you look there. So, well, let's look at the first thing that happened, that the largest crater known at that time on Earth of post Perma-Triassic age, so of the past 250 million years, was this crater in Siberia, in the Anabar Shield, called Poppyguy. Big, 100 kilometers in diameter. And the age was very uncertain. It was like 39 plus or minus 90 million years or so. Huge span of time. But that span of time indicated an age around, now encompassing the transition, wide transition, between the Eocene and the Oligocene. Is there anything else that we know about that interval? Well, there's the Eocene-Oligocene boundary somewhere in that time interval. And the boundary itself was set there because, in fact, there was a major change in many groups of animals, both on a terrestrial and marine environment. But it was not well defined. Not only that, but way before the Alvarez story, there were very few people around the world, but very few, that they were actually studying impacts and studying also the ejecta, the products that an impact would cause, including tektites. Now, tektites are a chunk of glass that is produced by the instantaneous melting of the target rock, and then it got shooted out of the impact explosion in ballistic projectiles. They basically freeze up above the atmosphere, and they fall very large distances. And you find them, and it's a very, very special kind of glass. It's totally anhydrous. There's no water, so very different from volcanic glass, window glass, Murano glass, whatever glass you want to think. And so this glass says impact. And well, this impact glass, tektite, has been studied in the leader in the world of studying this type of glass is this friend of ours whose name is Billy Glass. Professor Billy Glass from Delaware. And he found with his colleagues that in sediments that were containing radiolarians, still loose from the Caribbean, but that the interval was approximately Eocene Oligocene. They found a level with all these little glassy balls, which had the same composition of a large glassy tektite found in Martha Vineyard, in Georgia, in other places. And they were able actually to date those glass and see there must have been a big impact somewhere that created this glass. The age they obtained was consistent with the very large uncertain age of the Poppyguy crater, right? It was much
My leg hanging out the rail. some kind of way out of here, said the Joker to me. 'Cause that's too much confusion, and I can't get no relief. Businessman, he drink my wine, the plowman dig my earth. No one here knows upon the line will any of it is worth. No reason to get all excited. Thiefy kindly spoil. There's so many here among us who feel that life is but a joke. You and I've been through all that, and this is not our fate. So let us not talk falsely now, that the how is getting paid. All along the watchtower, princes kept their view, while women came around, barefoot servants too. Outside in the cold distance, I can't dig ground. Two riders were approaching when the wind began. 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 The wind began to howl.
Bravo.
All right. Thank you. All right. That's enough for me. Let's go back to Franco.
Good job, man.
All right. Thank you.